when I started, I would say my sleep would rate like a 2 or a 3, and now I would say it's like an 8. I get into bed at 8:30, depending, and the goal is to be asleep by 9. And I'm falling asleep well before 9, and I sleep consistently until about 3:30 or 4, but I'm not waking up like to get up. Also, before I was really having a bad flare up with the hives and the rashes. So every time I moved or the blankets would move on me, it would irritate my skin, and that would keep me awake. So now I think with me managing my stress a little bit better and treating myself better, my skin is obviously better, and that's helping me sleep. But then personal home stress, I've been able to manage that so well. I'm quite actually proud of myself and my kids for like making an effort. So leading up to like before I started the program with you, it was pretty shitty in the house, like a lot of tension. I have 2 adult children who don't want to be parented but act like children. So it's very difficult to communicate. But I just kind of like, set the boundaries, and I'm sticking to the boundaries, and I'm communicating nicer. And they're responding nice, like they're responding better. So I think at home, the stress is down to like maybe a 3 or a 2 consistently. When I read your texts and I'm like, and I go back to your texts often actually to like bring myself back to normalcy, I think. So an example, not yesterday, but the day before at the office, I was getting really heated about something that was totally out of my control. And I just take that moment and I try to reflect, and I try to like, this might sound silly, but I actually will thank myself. Like I'm talking better to myself. Whereas I was always that person like beating myself up all the time, or like always gravitating to the negative about something as opposed to the benefit or how I can like maybe change it for next time. So I'm making more of an effort to acknowledge what I'm feeling, thank myself, praise myself, love myself. Like I'm doing that kind of a meditative thought process. And I think it's working. Like I think it's keeping me chill.
So it sounds like you're able to manage your negative reactions to stress better. It sounds like your feelings of edginess, anxiety, it's just been less present since the start. And is it safe to assume that you have some kind of wind down routine that you've been following before bed every night?
Yeah, so in one of your messages it says no screen time for I think 2 hours or an hour or something. So I am doing only 45 minutes, but it's so instead of going to bed and playing my solitaire or whatever, I'm going to bed and I'm reading, or I'm going to bed, like going to my room and meditating and then getting into bed. Something else that's changed is I've been more aware of nighttime routine in the sense of, okay, I'm going to do a serum my face, I'm going to take extra time to floss, I'm going to talk to myself in the mirror, I'm going to, all the lymphatic nonsense. I'm doing all that before bed. Whereas before, you do it for a day or 2 and then you forget about it. Mm-hmm. So now I'm making an effort to just do this every night. And yeah, I think it's making a big change.